Hello, my name is Kiriath, and today we are going to do another range review, but we are going to do it for the Daughters of Khaine from Age of Sigmar, because we're going to cover pretty much everything. Even if you're not like an Age of Sigmar person, there's still a lot to be gained from a lot of these ranges, I think, and frankly, a lot of the Age of Sigmar stuff now is, well, it's really damn good. They seem to be taking the opportunity of the reboot of that whole world to essentially just do more interesting things than you might expect otherwise. And I think, honestly, this is one of those good examples of that. So let's start off with Morathi, because Morathi is a great model for many reasons. Firstly, the two-phase thing, I really, really like that as an idea, just as a general concept. But also, the execution of the large version of Morathi is awesome. I will say, I much prefer the large version to the smaller version. Now we've got a tiny, pathetic thing again. Hang on, let's see if we can bring her in a little bit. There we go. Let's see if that helps a little. It's a super good model. The wings are amazing because there is a detail about them I really like. And that is the fact that the claws on them extend well beyond the actual membrane of them. They look extra creepy because they have that kind of skeletal aspect to the edges of the wings, which works super, super well. The snake body is really, really well done. I have to admit, I'm not a fan of the kind of cloak bit that comes out the back. I don't really see the point of it. I don't think it really adds anything. It looks cool from the front, but from the back it looks a little bit weird. Sort of looks like a sausage wrapped in a serviette or something. I don't know. It just doesn't quite do it for me. But the rest of the model does. The only exception, again, being the runes on the scales of the snake body down the front there. But that, I think, would be easy enough to get rid of. You could literally liquid green stuff that and just take off any of the excess at the top, and you wouldn't be able to see them. It's minor complaints. The front of the model looks really, really good. The runes on the body you could easily get rid of. The snakes are awesome. I really like the detail on them. The headdress, again, is really, really cool. And the wings, I think something special about this model, the wings. They just have such a creepy, otherworldly, demony, skeletal look. It just works great. You can see a lot of the smaller detail. I mean, even the fact that the snakes have all got there's little changes in how open the mouth is and stuff. Just little details. I hadn't realised that actually you could have an open hand option or holding a whatever that is. The smaller version is fine. The smaller version is okay. I mean, why she's kept the cloth because it's part of the original model, like it's part of the one that she starts out as. I understand that. I just not a massive fan of it. The main issue I have with this one is the ceremonial wings, and it's not even the ceremonial wings themselves. It's the blood droplets at the end. They just don't look quite right. I think that's something that is super easy to mess up when it comes to painting. It feels like an unnecessary detail that doesn't actually add anything to the model necessarily. The wings would have looked fine without it. The wings would have looked good without it. All it does is just add a layer of complication that isn't really required. And yeah, it just adds an extra element of difficulty to deal with. It's a shame because I like everything else about it. It's just that one aspect that I'm not a fan of. But everything else looks really, really good. Again, there's so many little details, especially in the basing and stuff. Although painting those eyes, no thanks. I hate painting eyes. It's terrible. It's the worst. Overall, Morathi is really good. They're both good models. There's just little things that I'm not a fan of about both. I don't know. I mean, some of it's easily fixed. In terms of the big one, easily fixed the stuff I don't like. It's the blood droplets on the wings on the small one that I think would be tricky. But overall, really solid. Okay, witch elves. So I was genuinely surprised to see these when they showed off the Daughters of Khaine, because I honestly didn't think we would see this kind of design again. It's like, this look was like all the rage however many years ago. And you couldn't move for fantasy books that had, women in armoured bikinis on the front. You couldn't move for like MMOs that would put the blokes in full plate armour but the women in, a top that's got a boob window. And these are like that. There's no doubt about it, but for some reason the execution is slightly different. I don't know why. I don't know sort of what it is, but I guess it's because there is no real other way of representing the faction. It's the fact that they brought the faction back and actually reworked it and stuff that I'm impressed with. I think no matter what happens, there's space for stuff like this. I think for me the issue is if every model is like this. If there's no variation, if every single female model is this, then that's a bit crap. If you've got like a faction that looks like this, but then you've got a faction, say, of completely encased in armor, larger than your average person, kind of warriors, like female Stormcast, it's not. It like that provides more variety, more variation. It's just more creative all round, to be honest. So yeah, they are really well done models, though. I mean, they actually look anatomically correct for a start, which is a lot more than could be said for a lot of the older stuff that was done in this style. I really hate the way it does that. There we go. Like, they look like they could function as people. They might be, fit and shapely and have the have that appeal to them, but they also aren't unrealistically tiny and look like they could get blown over by a stiff breeze, which again is something that was pretty prevalent. But yeah, I think its variation is the key. If everything looked like that, then it would be crap, but everything doesn't look like that. There is a lot more variation now, which just makes things more interesting. For me, anyway. It just makes it more... I don't know, just makes it more interesting by far. Yeah, they look good, that kit. They do look good. So the Sisters of Slaughter, one of the things that I like about the Sisters of Slaughter is these really cool, like, death masks that they wear. I honestly think this is one of the coolest things about this kit. This is why I mentioned in the video I did yesterday talking about the Emperor's Children stuff, why I talked about maybe doing something like this as demonettes. Like half cultists. I mean, they would be cultists, but I'd run them as demonettes, essentially. They look they look scary and different and pretty unique to anything else. They have it's not even like a dark Eldar feel about them. There's just something nightmarish and terrifying about it. Again, it's the same kit as the other ones, but with just many different options. Yeah, it's just something about the masks. The masks work super well. They just look creepy. Creepy and worrying. They must get a hell of a lot of options in this kit, actually, thinking about it, because this kit builds these and these. So some of the torsos are different. Yeah, like the torsos are just flat out different on quite a lot of these. That's interesting. God, there's so many bits. So many bits. You'd have so much stuff left over. Christ. You'd have an abundance of daggers and some banners. You'd have a bunch of cool heads. God, there's a lot of potential in that kit. It's crazy. I didn't realise. I didn't realise that was the dual kit for those. They do look good. They do look good. Okay, Doomfire Warlocks. I have to admit, I'm not too bothered about these. I'm not... Something about the horses don't look quite right, and I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's not quite as bad as the Lumineth, whatever it is, Realm Lords. It's not quite as bad as those, because their horses look like they're all about to break a leg. And this isn't quite that bad. In fact, this is okay. Just some of them look a bit stiff, a bit kind of stilted. Yeah, they don't even look bad. I wouldn't even say they look bad. I'm not a big fan. I don't know whether it's the weird two-pronged weapon. I don't know whether it's the kind of expressions on the faces, maybe? I mean, the weapon on that guy is really cool. I can't even pinpoint it. They just lack something. Something just doesn't quite fit for me. But I couldn't tell you what it is. Maybe it's the hair. Oh, it might be the hair. Actually, now looking at that, the hair looks super rough. I don't know whether it's because of the way it's painted, but that looks super rough. That looks dodgy. It doesn't look like hair. It looks like just weird tentacle strands. Maybe that's what it is. I think that might be it, you know. Oh, see, okay. So yeah, that builds the other kit as well. And that instantly looks better. Okay, let's do a direct comparison. So we've got those guys, the Doomfire Warlocks, and these, the name of which I'm not sure of, but we'll find out in a sec. Those look good to me. Those look way better. I like those a lot. Those look good. Those don't. It's down to it is the hair. The hair looks really, really off. The hair in the faces just don't work for me at all. Okay, I'm not a big fan of these, but let's check out the other ones. We'll skip ahead slightly to them. No, we won't. Alright, so what are those called? Let's find out. Because it's just not showing us what the other option for the kit is. So let's go down a bit. So it can be... Oh, optionally used to assemble 5 Dark Riders, which for some reason it's not showing on the website as being a different thing. Okay. Yeah, the Dark Riders. I much prefer the Dark Riders. The masks and the little, like, the hood and mask situation. The weapons look cool. I like the banner a lot. The shields are funky. The armor over the front of the horse's face. That's not armor. That's the axe head. What we're talking about. Yeah, those look way better to me. There's like a stowed crossbow as well there by the look of things. No contest. I think those are just flat out better. Better to look at. Better sculpted. Better designed. I think they're just better. Which is weird because I'm assuming the same person sculpted both. So it's weird to be like, no, that one, no. But the other thing that's built the same way, yeah, sure. Okay, so the Cauldron of Blood, so you've got the Hag Queen on the Cauldron of Blood, the Slaughter Queen on the Cauldron of Blood, or the Blood Rack Shrine. Heavy on the blood, obviously. This is a weird unit. This is a super weird unit to me. I like bits of it. Okay, let's zoom out slightly. There we go. So I actually really like everything except the lack of locomotion. Like it's got wheels. Obviously, it moves around, but I can't see how. And for some reason, that bothers me. I don't know why. I've got no idea. It makes no sense. It's not a logical thing at all. I like the big Cauldron of Blood. The actual elves sitting on it look crazy good. They look awesome. The big old avatar at the back there looks really cool. Like maybe it's the painting. Maybe it's the painting of like the kind of the red in the hair. Like the hair looks great there. I think it's volume. The female models have got way more volume to the hair, but those Doomfire Warlocks just didn't have the definition. It was like big lumps instead of like multiple clumped together strands. I don't know. That just looks way better to me. The paint job is doing a lot for the one on the left there, though. With like all the stuff coming out of the eyes and the red in the hair. Yeah, that looks super good. Looks so good. That's very Tina Turner. From I don't know why. First thing I thought when I saw that was like, oh, in Thunderdome, is that what that is? I don't know why. I don't know where I've got that from. In fact, it's more Bonnie Tyler than Tina Turner, so I don't know where. But yeah. Again, I like it overall. It's very over the top. It's very I don't know, very, look how evil, sort of, even though they're not really, I don't think. I mean, they're in the forces of order, so I don't know, are they? But yeah, it's super over dramatic, but it looks cool, and that's the important bit. That's my favourite, though. That's definitely my favourite. The woman with the snake body that is multiple snakes, and got a giant whack-off great spear glaive thing, and there's a creepy mirror, and she's sitting in the Cauldron of Blood. Yeah, that's my favourite one. That is my favourite one. You get a ton of options in this kit again, though. You really do get a lot of bang for your buck out of these. I mean, looking at it, the one in the middle holding the chalice up, does she share any parts with the one in the middle holding the two blades up there? Does she share any parts with that? I don't think she does. I think that's a totally separate model off both of them. The torso's different. Yeah, torso's different. The arms are different. The head's different. Legs. You get like two completely different models there. The other two on the steps, I believe, are the same. I think they're the same. They might just have different head options. They might not even have different head options looking at it. But you've got like three different models outside of the actual, big chariot thing itself. You've got the crazy snake woman. You've got the one with the cool hair. You've got the 80s hero. It's a lot going on. There's a lot in this kit. There's a hell of a lot in this kit. Yeah, that's super. That's actually not bad in terms of how many things you can build out of that. Oh yeah, that's decent. That's decent. That's really decent. I'm not sure about the painting on the face of that one, but overall, that as a kit as a whole is really good. The model is good, but the actual options you get, and considering that's 45 quid, a start collecting is 55. I mean, start collecting is 55 quid. That's crazy good value, the start collecting. Mind you, it needs to be, because looking at that, that's direct only. So you can't get that from third-party retailers, which is a bit frustrating. But then again, if you were going to buy a Cauldron of Blood, you just buy the start collecting. Just buy that. You've got all of the options for it in there. It clearly comes with both options. That start collecting is ludicrous value then, ain't it? Yeah, you get like multiple options out of it, and God. Ooh, nice. Okay. So, the Life Takers and Heart Renders. Excellent names. Excellent names all round. So these have got... What is happening with her? Oh, I see. I couldn't make out what her arm was doing. So like a sickle blade and a blade shield that looks like a big crab claw sort of thing. Those are cool models. Those are cool. Are those actually growing out of her? Nice. That's quite a fun paint job on that as well. Yeah, there's a nice sense of movement. There's a nice sense of motion. It's represented better on this one than the last one. I will say that. The hair's better on this one. Like, it looks like she's dropping down. And actually, the way the tails are connecting to the scenery to hold them up is really nicely done. I think that's really good. It's way better than using the stupid flying stands. I hate those. There's no situation where those look better than just trying to have them near some scenery in some respect. Also, they fall off them all the damn time unless you glue them, and even then they fall off anyway. But that works really well. Yeah, it's just enough contact to keep them aloft, but not enough that it looks like they're stuck on them. Because that's the other issue. Sometimes it can look like someone's just forcibly glued to a pillar, which is not what you want. But that's not happening with these. That's nicely done. That is nicely done. That's a cool unit. I really like those. Okay, so that's the Life Takers. The other option out of that kit is the Heart Renders. This looks like I hate to say this, but I wouldn't mind attempting to paint some of these. I'm liking the kits enough that I would actually... I mean, I'd have to learn how to paint skin, but I don't know. I don't know. The kits are really cool. The models are pretty good. Oh, the helmets on these are cool. That's weird. That's really creepy. But that's kind of why I like it, I think. Oh, we've got more death mask stuff going on. I've recorded a lot over the last couple of days. My brain is starting to turn to mush. I think I worked out that I've recorded around 9 hours of content in the past 2 days. So, 3 days? I don't even know how long it's been. It's been quite a lot. Yeah, that's cool. Again, yeah, it works super well. It works super well having them come off the scenery at the bottom there. Again, a lot of nice little details. That is a good kit. They look cool. They look really good. Oh, it's so bad. This series could be the death of my bank account. Okay, and then we've got the Blood Sisters and the Blood Stalkers. We'll start with the Blood Sisters. They've got some funky masks on. I do actually like. I will say, I know you probably think to yourself, you only like the ones with the mask because you can't see the face. No, I actually like the faces on this faction. For the most part, the faces are really well done. They're really cool. They look proper elfy. They look sort of haughty, a bit violent, a bit deranged at the same time, which I feel like probably fits pretty well for this. But the masks just feel a little bit different, a little bit unique. It's a cool unit. And these are the ones that I'm going to nick the bottoms of to make my possessed. Yeah, that's creepy. Creepy and cool. And they've kept some of the skin showing on the back, but made them more heavily armored on the front, which I think is genuinely cool. Like, they still fit the rest of the faction in terms of like skin on display. It's still a thing that is there, but it's not done in such a way that it would kind of reduce. I don't know. They look armored, but they also look like they fit. I think it's probably what I was trying to say there. The snake bodies are really well done as well. Snake bodies are super well done. And I really like the hair on these too. Yeah, that's some good models. That's some good models. Oh man, but I'm painting Nighthorns from Mortal Realms. I don't need another Age. I don't even play the flipping game. I don't need another Age of Sigmar army. What the hell? Idiot! No, stop. Okay, and then we've got the Blood Stalkers, who look very severe, is worth saying. I think same bottom half. I think the same top half. Maybe not the same top half. Oh no, it is. Okay, I think it is. I think that looks more like closely fitted, and it looks a little bit smaller, that chest plate, than the one that we saw on the other ones. I think the head might I think the hair might be transferred from one unit to the other. I'm gonna have a quick look at the sprue. Hang on. Yes, it is. Okay, so the hair is shifted from one to the other. The tail is all like that. Obviously applies to both units. I can't quite make out whether the torsos are different. Yes, they are. Yeah. So there's different. I think there's different there's different armor on the front that you can do. Yeah, some of it's lighter than the others. That's cool. That's a cool kit. Again, there's a lot of variety there, and it's laid out really well too. Not much wasted space there at all. Oh, I see. No, I get it. So the torsos are the same across both, but you can stick the extra armor over the top of the other ones. Yes. Okay. That's a cool way to do it, though. It does make them more heavily armored. Makes them more heavily armoured, makes them a bit more visually distinct. But it's just an extra piece instead of a whole extra torso. I like stuff like that. The little flying winged serpent thing, okay? It looks a bit mad, but I appreciate it. What the hell? What? How does it sit? She's holding on to the cord. All right, that makes sense. So don't squeeze the life out of the lad. He's just sitting there, minding his own business. Come on, show a bit of respect. Yeah, the faces look decent as well on these. The fact that the scales go up the stomach is like unsettling as anything. I will say that. That's creepy as hell on that one. Ugh. 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 Oh yeah. Ugh. I mean, I'd get why, but it's still gross. Still definitely gross. Bloodstalkers look good again, though. That overall, that's a solid range. That is definitely a solid range. The only things I don't like are the Doomfire Warlocks. Everything else is really nicely done. There's like little nitpicks here and there, but for the most part, that's pretty damn solid. And even with the Doomfire Warlocks, you can build something alternate out of the kit. The what are they called? I've immediately forgotten now. I've immediately forgotten what the other option was because it's not there as a separate thing. Dark Riders, that's it. Why they haven't put Dark Riders up as a thing? Actually, yeah, that's weird. That must be a mistake. I can only assume that that's a mistake they've made. But yeah, that is a solid range overall. And that start collecting is not bad either. That is not bad. Actually, okay, I see. Oh, that's cheeky. I get it. I misunderstood slightly. So you get the unit of snake archers. The like characters on the ground are the ones you get out of that vehicle. So you can build it as any of them, but no matter which one you build, you're going to have two separate models that could then be used, at least two, that can then be used as like a leader or whatever, I guess. That's cheeky. That is cheeky. It looks like you get a decent like bang for your buck out of that configuration though, because you've got whatever the hell that dude is, and then you've got these two on the ground. You've still got your big snake woman sitting on the actual cart itself. I mean, it seems like and that looks like a decent start collecting. Like numbers wise, price wise, the cart itself is 45 quid, and then these are 30 quid. So it's 75 normally. So if you buy the start collecting, you're saving 20 quid. It's not bad. I mean, it's not bad. There are worse value start collectings out there. There are for sure worse value start collectings out there. Overall, solid faction. That some really nice models, really nicely done. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think of the Daughters of Khaine in the comments down below. Feel free to click all the things, Patreon video, subscribe, all of that stuff. I'm going to have a rest over the weekend and not record anything for a couple of days. I've managed to get ahead of myself by a couple of days, which is good because I need to rest my voice. Thank you for watching. And, oh yeah, affiliate link. Click that if you like. Buy stuff. I get something. You get the thing you ordered. It was cheaper. All of that. Some of it goes to charity. You know the drill. I'll see you next time.